Never expose yourself. In a world where every moment feels like a race against time and every achievement is shared on social media, have you ever wondered if there's a calmer, more authentic path to personal happiness? Have you ever felt that showing less could actually mean more? Today, let's delve into the wisdom of Stoic philosophy, exploring how ancient virtues can not only shield us from the storms of modern life, but also guide us toward a fuller and more meaningful existence. Join us on this journey of discovery and self-awareness as we unravel the Stoic secrets to living well amidst the demands of the present-day world. Do you think you're ready? Secret number 1: modesty and discretion. As we delve into Stoic philosophy, we encounter a set of virtues that sometimes seem to contradict the natural course of contemporary society, which is accustomed to the limelight and the constant desire for external approval. Two of these virtues, which resonate deeply in personal development, are modesty and discretion. Why are these characteristics so essential today, and how can they indeed serve as a protective shield in an increasingly image and externally recognition-focused world? Firstly, modesty is a call to simplicity. It teaches us to value who we are, rather than just what we appear to be. By adopting a modest posture, we detach ourselves from inflated expectations and incessant comparisons that often cloud our minds. This isn't just about having less, but about being more. Have you ever experienced the liberating feeling of not having to prove anything to anyone? In turn, discretion is the art of keeping the essential guarded, choosing wisely what to share and what to withhold. It empowers us to navigate the world without the need to announce every achievement or challenge. In a world where every gesture seems to be catalogued and judged, how much value is there in preserving our spaces and secrets? By embracing these virtues, we arm ourselves against the emotional storms generated by external scrutiny and social pressure. We become more authentic and, ironically, more connected to those around us. After all, when we eliminate the barriers of inflated ego, what remains is genuine human connection. I invite you to reflect, Stoic friend. In what moments has the pursuit of external recognition led you astray from your true path? How could modesty and discretion realign you toward a fuller and truer life? By integrating modesty and discretion into our lives, we are indeed aligning ourselves with an ancient wisdom that resonates to this day, promoting growth that is both personal and communal. How can we begin this process today? What small steps can we take to cultivate a more moderate and discreet existence? This is a journey worth taking, don't you think? Internal control and self-confidence, navigating the waters of modern life, where the currents of others' opinions often try to sway us. Cultivating internal control and self-confidence not only presents itself as a skill, but as a fundamental necessity. But why is it so crucial to strengthen these aspects within ourselves? And how do they help us build lasting resilience and integrity of character? Internal control, or self-control, is the ability to direct our actions and emotions consciously and deliberately. It allows us to maintain a steady course even in the face of emotional storms or temptations that arise in our path. Imagine being able to choose your reactions instead of being swept away by momentary impulses. Doesn't that sound like a powerful form of freedom? On the other hand, self-confidence is fueled by belief in our own abilities and worth. It doesn't stem from external recognition, but from understanding and accepting our strengths and limitations. With this self-assurance, you are better equipped to face challenges because you know you have what it takes to overcome them. Have you noticed how self-confidence changes the way we approach obstacles? Together, these virtues free us from the need for external approval. When guided by a strong sense of self-control and confidence, our dependence on others' opinions diminishes, allowing us to chart our own path with more authenticity and determination. This emotional independence is the foundation of true resilience. So how can we develop more internal control and self-confidence in our lives? It starts with small daily practices, setting clear goals, keeping personal commitments, learning from mistakes without harsh self-judgment, and celebrating our own achievements. What is the first area of your life that you would choose to apply more control and confidence to? By asking this question, we not only get to know ourselves better, but also begin to actively shape the resilient and integral character that we all aspire to have. Privacy as sanctuary. In a world where constant exposure and perpetual connection are almost norms, privacy emerges as an essential sanctuary for our personal growth and introspection. But why is privacy so vital to us? And how can it effectively serve as a refuge that allows us deep reflection on our actions and motivations, away from incessant external pressures? Privacy is essentially the space where we can truly be ourselves, without the masks we often wear on the social stage. It is in this intimate space that we have the freedom to explore our true emotions, thoughts, and aspirations. Have you noticed how different it is when you are alone with yourself, without anyone to observe or judge? This ability to be alone and unobserved is not only liberating, but fundamental to self-awareness. Without it, we risk shaping our lives based on others' expectations, without ever questioning if these paths align with what we truly desire or believe. Have you ever wondered to what extent your choices are really yours? Moreover, privacy allows for authentic reflection on our actions and motives. By stepping away from the noise and demands of the external world, we can honestly look within ourselves, identifying not only our strengths, but also our weaknesses and areas that need improvement. This process of self-evaluation is crucial for any genuine personal development. So Stoics, how can we cultivate and protect our privacy in this time of excessive connectivity? It can start with simple measures, dedicating moments of the day to go offline, creating physical and temporal spaces to be alone, and establishing clear boundaries with others about what is shareable and what is private. Why not give yourself the opportunity to value your privacy as a precious resource for your personal journey? What practices can you adopt today to ensure this vital space for reflection and growth? By investing in our privacy, we are investing in ourselves, strengthening our ability to live more deliberately and authentically. Let's together rediscover the value of time reserved just for ourselves. Secret 4. Critique of the culture of constant exposure on social media. In an era dominated by social media, where visibility has become a form of currency, a critical reflection is necessary. To what extent does this compulsion for constant exposure align with the principles of a full and balanced life? This question leads us back to Stoic teachings, which value introspection and internal control, contrasting sharply with the culture of ceaseless projection of ourselves on digital platforms. Stoic philosophy teaches us to seek serenity through self-knowledge and mastery over our emotional reactions, rather than depending on external approval or recognition. However, on social media, we are often tempted to shape our identities based on likes and public reactions. Have you ever considered how this might affect our authenticity and emotional well-being? The habit of exposing every detail of personal life online can erode our privacy and distort our perception of intimacy and true connection. Behind each post, there is often an unconscious search for external validation, which can lead to a spiral of dissatisfaction and insecurity. Have you ever felt that the more you share, the less satisfied you feel? Moreover, the culture of constant exposure can undermine our capacity for reflection and introspection. Without moments of silence and privacy, without the space to contemplate our experiences and feelings away from public scrutiny, we may lose ourselves in the superficiality and immediacy that social media often encourages. So how can we balance our digital life with the Stoic values of self-control and introspection? Perhaps it is time to rethink our relationship with social media. We can start by setting healthy boundaries for our online consumption and participation. How about scheduling times of the day to completely disconnect and engage in activities that foster self-knowledge and inner peace? I encourage you to ask yourself, which aspects of your life could you remove from the virtual stage to cultivate in a more private and meaningful internal space? By doing this reflection, not only do we follow Stoic precepts more faithfully, but we also contribute to a richer and more authentic life. Let's, together, rediscover the value of cultivating our inner world away from the relentless spotlight of social media. Fifth, virtues and personal growth. Stoic philosophy, with its emphasis on serenity and self-sufficiency, offers a deep insight into how virtues such as generosity and forgiveness not only shape individual character, but also sustain social harmony and order. These virtues are seen not as means to achieve external recognition or applause, but as essential elements for personal growth and community well-being. How, then, do these virtuous practices contribute to our development and to society as a whole? Generosity, within the Stoic context, is understood as the willingness to share resources and time without expecting anything in return. It is based on the idea that by helping others, we strengthen ourselves because we align with the virtue of justice, which is central to Stoic ethics. Generosity teaches us to look beyond our own interests, expanding our perspective and connecting more deeply with others. Have you ever experienced the intrinsic joy that comes from doing good without expecting anything in return? Forgiveness, on the other hand, is a practice that frees both the forgiver and the forgiven. In the Stoic view, to forgive is to recognize that we are all prone to mistakes and that anger and resentment are emotions that disturb our mental tranquility. By forgiving, we regain control over our emotions and promote peace, both internally and externally. Have you noticed how much lighter and at peace you feel when you decide to forgive someone? By cultivating these virtues, we contribute to a more cohesive and just social order. Instead of a society based on competition and individual recognition, a culture that values generosity and forgiveness fosters cooperation and mutual understanding. This is a call to reflect. How can small acts of kindness and understanding transform our environment? Thus, the challenge presented to each of us is to practice these virtues without the expectation of external praise or rewards. How can we incorporate generosity and forgiveness into our daily lives in a meaningful and authentic way? What concrete actions can we take to strengthen these aspects in our lives, contributing to our personal growth and to the harmony of the community? I invite you to engage in this journey of self-improvement and social responsibility. By doing so, not only do we follow the Stoic precepts, but we also create a lasting positive impact on ourselves and the world around us. How about defining a small act of generosity or offering forgiveness where there was once resentment? Sixth, resilience through acceptance. Resilience, a capacity highly valued in our society, finds solid grounding in Stoic principles, especially in the concept of acceptance. According to Stoic philosophy, true serenity does not stem from the absence of challenges, but from how we choose to face them. But what does it truly mean to accept life's circumstances that are beyond our control? And how can this acceptance make us more resilient and focused? Within the Stoic view, accepting does not imply passivity or resignation. Rather, it is a pragmatic acknowledgement that certain aspects of our existence, such as the behavior of others or global events, are beyond our control. This acceptance frees us to concentrate our energies and attention on the things we can actually influence. Have you noticed how liberating it is to stop fighting the uncontrollable and focus on what is within your reach? By accepting unalterable realities, we not only conserve our mental and emotional energy, but also cultivate an attitude of tranquility in the face of setbacks and uncertainties. This tranquility, in turn, is the essence of Stoic resilience. It allows us to face adversities with clarity and calm that are impossible when we are caught up in frustrations over what we cannot change. Have you experienced the strength that arises when you accept a difficult situation instead of rebelling against it? This practice of acceptance also empowers us to act more effectively in areas where we have control. For example, we cannot prevent a storm, but we can prepare our home to withstand it. Thus, instead of worrying about the weather, we focus on strengthening our structures and protecting our loved ones. So how can we develop and strengthen this capacity for acceptance in our daily lives? It starts with the conscious practice of discerning what is and is not controllable, accompanied by a commitment to action where it is possible and necessary. Meditating on our daily reactions and choices can be an excellent starting point. Why not set aside a moment each day to reflect on this? How do you react when something is out of your control, and what can this teach you about your own capacity for acceptance? Incorporating acceptance as a pillar of our resilience not only aligns with Stoic wisdom, but also transforms our life experience, making it more manageable and ultimately more satisfying. 7. Valuing personal dreams and aspirations. Valuing our personal dreams and aspirations is an act of courage in a world often filled with skepticism and external criticism. At the heart of this valuation is an authentic commitment to our own convictions, a resolution that enables us to pursue our goals with integrity and determination. But how can we effectively safeguard our dreams and remain true to our aspirations in the face of doubts and challenges? Firstly, it is crucial to recognize the importance of our dreams. They are not mere fantasies. They are reflections of our deepest convictions and desires. Allowing them to be devalued or dismissed is, in many cases, to let a vital part of ourselves be ignored. Have you reflected on the real value that your dreams hold for your life and identity? To protect these dreams, it is essential to develop a robust sense of self-confidence. Confidence in our abilities and in the value of our goals equips us to face and overcome skepticism and criticism. This confidence does not emerge out of nowhere. It is built through experiences, reflections, and often by overcoming failures and persisting in the face of adversity. How can you strengthen your self-confidence daily? Moreover, maintaining an authentic commitment to our convictions requires a clear definition of our fundamental values. What principles guide your life? Being aligned with these values creates an internal compass that guides all decisions and choices, ensuring that even under pressure, our actions remain true to what we consider most important. Finally, it is essential to create a supportive environment. Surrounding ourselves with people who understand, support, and encourage our dreams can make all the difference. These people not only offer emotional support, but also challenge us in ways that strengthen and help us grow. Do you have a support circle that strengthens your ideals? I encourage you, my Stoic friend, to reflect. What dreams have you kept hidden, perhaps even concealed, for fear of external judgment? How can you start defending them more vigorously? By truly committing to our aspirations, we not only position ourselves to achieve our goals, but also align more closely with our essence and life's purpose. 8. Balance between action and reflection. In the quest for deep and meaningful personal development, Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of cultivating a balance between action and reflection. This balance not only strengthens our character, but also enhances our ability to make conscious and impactful decisions. But how can we effectively integrate this balance into our daily routine? Deep reflection is a powerful tool that allows us to better understand our motivations, actions, and the dynamics of the world around us. By dedicating regular time for introspection, we are able to analyze our past experiences and decisions, learn from them, and plan our next steps more aligned with our core values. Have you ever wondered how much your daily actions truly reflect your deepest principles? To incorporate this practice, we can start by establishing specific times of the day dedicated exclusively to reflection. This can be in the form of a journal, morning meditation, or even a quiet time before sleeping. The goal is to create a distraction-free space where we can genuinely connect with our thoughts and feelings. Furthermore, practical action informed by deep reflections becomes more intentional and effective. Instead of reacting impulsively to events, we begin to respond in a considered and strategic manner. This not only improves our outcomes but also reduces stress and anxiety, as we feel we have more control over our lives. Have you noticed how a well-thought-out action can bring much more satisfying results? Therefore, by balancing action and reflection, we are not only living more stoically, we are also empowering ourselves to live more fully and meaningfully. How can you adjust your routine to include both aspects more balancedly? What simple changes can you implement today to ensure that your actions are as thoughtful as they are effective? I encourage you to adopt this balance as a personal commitment, exploring how the union between reflection and action can transform not just your decisions, but your life as a whole. 9. Persistence and flexibility in pursuing goals. Achieving significant goals often requires a skillful mix of persistence and flexibility, a balance that proves especially important in a constantly evolving world. Inspired by Stoic resilience, we can learn to maintain focus on our long-term goals while adapting our strategies to the changes and challenges that inevitably arise. But how can we cultivate both of these seemingly contradictory but complementary qualities simultaneously? Persistence is the driving force that propels us to continue even in the face of obstacles or when progress seems slow. It stems from a clear vision and a passion for the goals we set. However, simply staying the course without considering changes in the environment can lead to ineffective or even counterproductive efforts. Have you ever found yourself stuck on a path simply because you had invested so much time and energy in it, even knowing it was no longer working? On the other hand, flexibility is the ability to adapt to new information, circumstances, or technologies. It's not about changing direction at every wind that blows, but rather adjusting the plan in a smart and timely way to better align with the ultimate goals. This might mean changing tactics, learning new skills, or even revising the final goal based on what has been learned along the way. When was the last time you adjusted your plans to seize a new opportunity or overcome an unexpected challenge? Developing harmony between persistence and flexibility means being committed to your goals, but not to the initially planned path to achieve them. This requires an open mind and a willingness to learn from experiences. A useful practice is to periodically assess progress and obstacles, regularly asking yourself, is this still leading me to where I want to go? And are there more effective ways to achieve the same outcome? Implementing this balance in the pursuit of goals not only increases the chances of success, but also maintains the integrity and authenticity of our personal journey. How can you apply these lessons of persistence and flexibility today? How can these strategies help transform obstacles into steps toward success? This is an invitation to reflect on how you can strengthen your resolve while being receptive to new ways of thinking and doing. By doing so, we not only follow Stoic principles of adaptability and perseverance, but also prepare ourselves for a life of continuous growth and meaningful achievement. Today, we learned how to transform our way of living, shielding ourselves from the turbulence of an image-obsessed world. Stoic philosophy teaches us that less is often more, and that true strength comes from within. But the Stoic journey does not end here. There are more secrets to be uncovered, more wisdom to be explored. What other Stoic teachings can help us navigate the complexities of modern life? Join us on this quest for knowledge and self-discovery. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to be the first to discover the next chapter in our series on Stoic wisdom. Thank you for watching. May Stoic serenity inspire your path until our next meeting.